Neil, let's start with some more backroom news and an appointment of quite a big name.
Well, everybody knows him. Obviously, if you're a supporter of Port Vale with John McCarthy, but it's not a case of a job for the boys. It's because John's obviously he's well qualified to do the job that I want him to do, to deal with the fitness of the players, and also to be another coach as well. Because of the numbers of players that we have, then I think it's good to bring in somebody who's obviously got a lot of experience football-wise, but also he's got a degree in sports science, so he can combine the sort of two roles there. It's obviously always disappointing if you make changes, and it's no slight on the previous fitness coach, Tom, but it was something that I felt would benefit to the club long term.
What will his specific role be then? Because like you just said, you did have a fitness coach already.
Well, he will be in charge of the fitness of the players, which is obviously an important part of any football club. But he will be involved in more aspects in terms of with players maybe who are not playing or not in the squad, in the first team squad, and also, depending on the longevity of myself and other people, we feel that, or I feel, he's, because of what he did when he was at Chester, he did a lot of work in the community as well. So it's open ended really. He's got a lot of roles that he can do, but the main thing is that like he was as a player, he's honest, he's hard working, and he's a good addition to the staff at Port Vale, and I feel he'll be a welcome addition.
When you're making decisions like that, people to bring in, but more to the point, having to let people go, how tough a part of the job is that to do?
It's a very difficult part of the job. It's not something that you do lightly. Certainly don't want to take away people's livelihoods, which is always difficult. I know that obviously if you're a manager, you do experience getting a sack at various times, and obviously as a player you get released at various times, and you have to deal with those, and they are not very nice not nice to deal with, but I always have to look and think which is it a decision which can benefit the club, and I feel that this is.
What is the latest with Ben Whitfield?
Ben Whitfield, he's obviously making progress. I had a good chat with Ben today, without putting him under pressure and setting a deadline. You'd like to think that, with sort of a couple of weeks from now, he's in with a chance of, playing back in the team.
On loan until January, when does looking to extend that deal become a priority for you?
Today. I'm going to speak to somebody today, because it's I've had one discussion, but we need to be making further progress on that.
How key is he, and the things that he brings to the side, kind of key to what you want to do?
Well, I think the top and bottom of it is he's a good player who's young enough he's going to get better. He was improving, I think, since we've been here, and he was becoming more involved in the games. He was certainly his fitness was improving, and he's got a really good attitude, so he's got a lot of qualities that we'd like to have at the club.
It's been confirmed today that for the first time since the 80s, Stoke and Port Vale will play at home on the same time, Saturday at 3 o'clock. How happy are you with the way that's been scheduled, given the fixtures that you've got either side?
I didn't really want the game to go on a Sunday. I think the Friday night fixture was okay, and it turned out to be all right in the performance. But I certainly didn't want to play on the Sunday, not with having to play on a Tuesday. So quite happy to go ahead on a Saturday, and I think supporters would rather have the game on a Saturday rather than a Sunday.
And you've got two home games coming up now, against Barnet first of all, and then Mansfield 3 days later. How key could this little run of home games be to you, pulling away from where you don't want to be?
I don't want to build the two games up and put the players under more pressure than they already are, because it is a pressure when you're at the foot of the table. I think you've just got to take the balanced approach that we've got, 20 odd games to play, and we have to be consistent in our performances over them games. And I look at it that way and think that if we do that, then we'll get enough points to be safe. So it's not a case, of course, every home game gives you a chance, but I see it as every away game as well gives you a chance to pick up points, and we need to get our performances right. Not worry about the results and not saying we must win this or we must win that. We've got to play to our best, and if we do that, then we have a chance of picking up points.